Good morning, you guys. Hopefully everybody's been staying productive. Today I present to you a slightly different background. As you can tell, I'm indoors versus outdoors. I love making my videos outdoors. Something different from the typical UFC predictions YouTubers. Weather's not agreeing with me, so hey, gotta get it done, right? Anywho, this Friday, February 15th, we have a UFC Fight Night card in the Apex, Las Vegas. A fight between Cannonier and RoboCop Rodrigues. As always, main card only, unqualified predictions from bottom to top. For our first bout of the main card, we have a featherweight fight between Conor Matthews and Jose Delgado. Unfortunately, there's not much I can say for Jose Delgado. He's a Dana White's UFC Contenders alumni. Got a pretty sweet TKO. Can't really analyze too much out of that. What I was able to take away from Conor Matthews is that he will fight. He's a scrapper. He'll get in there. He's slightly more technical than just a sloppy, typical brawler. Had a nice takedown. A couple nice takedowns. Took the back. Did a slam. Decent boxing, but I like Matthews here. I was able to see some of his tools versus, yes, Delgado got a flashy KO, but against a nobody, and even then I wasn't really able to see much out of him. I'm going with Matthews here by decision. Second fight of the evening, we go to the middleweights. We have a fight between Rodolfo Vieira versus Petroski. Rodolfo Vieira, I believe he fought Petrosian last. Had a sweet single leg takedown and pretty much dominated brute force. Stayed very tight on Petrosian and eventually got the head and arm choke. Just pure brute force. Petroski in his last fight against Budka, he was able to showcase a lot more, went all 3 rounds. So we know his cardio's there. He's a little gritty. He's a little grinder, tenacious. Got in there, likes to mix it up and quickly go for takedowns, which is he was able to secure. I was a little impressed with that because Budka seemed pretty scrappy himself. I mean, he was fighting back. It was not an easy fight for Andre, but again, that tells us that Andre is willing to bring it non-stop. Just because of the fact that both men like to go to the ground, both men like to kind of push forward, look for an opening, and go for a takedown. This is going to be a difficult fight for me to decide. It might even be a slightly boring fight, but I'm going to go with Petroski just for the fact that he is like a walking colossus. He walks forward, makes a little ugly, seems very, very strong and very, very tight on the ground. He stays very close to you, so I see Andre grinding out a decision here. Third fight of the evening, we go to the lightweights. A fight between Ismael Bonfim versus Nazim Sadykhov. Let's start with Ismael. I'm not impressed with this guy. He's just a brawler, swings from his hips, swings with his palms open like if he's fly swatting. Very tough guy though. I mean, he puts in work and brings the pressure for sure. He brings the pain, but just very sloppy. While his opponent Nazim had an amazing war against Borshek, all 3 rounds. Very tough, durable guy, very technical with his striking, and clearly packs power behind his punches. I love these type of matchups. They are definitely ingredients for a fight of the night contender. Ismael being so sloppy and just being very, very aggressive against someone who's a little more technical that packs the same amount of punch power, it's a no-brainer here for me. I definitely see Nazim, if he can keep up the pace, being able to outstrike him with his more technical striking. He can probably even hurt Ismael. I see Nazim being able to win a gritty decision here, or probably even a late stoppage in the 3rd round. Fourth fight of the evening, a middleweight clash between Edmen Shahbazyan versus Dylan Budka. It has definitely been a hit or miss. At one point in his life, he was the next big thing. He was definitely a prodigy. I still see technically a lot of good things about this guy. He's just can't pull it together. He can't string it together. And he's going up against a very scrappy, very tough, aggressive Dylan Budka, who showed a lot of heart in his last fight. The key here is going to be for Edmen Shahbazyan to just use his amazing jab, use his amazing 1-2s, going to the body. Like I mentioned, technically, I actually love Shahbazyan striking. I think he's great. It's just, will his heart be able to endure past the first round? Dylan Budka, I feel, can make this fight very, very ugly for Edmen Shahbazyan. I feel like he can drag Edmen Shahbazyan into the later rounds. The thing is, will Edmen slow down? I don't know. I don't think so. I do see him get tired when the wrestling kicks in. But Dylan, I don't think he's going to be able to take it there. I got a feeling this is going to be a stand-up war, a striking match. And if that happens, it's going to be a good one. I have Edmen winning by being able to walk down Dylan, being able to output him with his 1-2s, his clean body shots, his kicks. If Dylan doesn't take this to the ground and tire out Edmen, it's going to be a long night for him. And I see Edmen winning here by decision. Fifth fight of the evening and our co-main event, featherweights clash, Calvin Kattar versus Youssef Zalal. Calvin Kattar, one of the best strikers in the division, definitely the best jab in the division. He's been having a rough time, as we saw in his last fight against a bantamweight coming up to featherweight in Aljo. Sterling was able to easily take him down, stay tight, okay, keyword, staying tight to him. Once Calvin got taken down and controlled, he had self-doubt. You could see it in his face, you could see it in his striking whenever they would go back up. He was afraid to strike for the sake of not getting taken down. Youssef Zalal, although he's no Aljamain Sterling, but when he takes you down, keyword, he stays very, very tight on you. He rides you like a backpack and does not let you go. Every time I see a fighter get flustered visibly, you could tell they're quitting on themselves, like, damn, I can't do anything, which is what I saw from Calvin in his last fight. I don't have too much faith in them anymore. While Youssef, an up-and-comer, like I mentioned, if he takes you down, he's one of those BJJ artists that just stays so tight on you. It's suffocating. I can easily see Youssef doing this to Calvin Kattar. I see Youssef being able to take him down and backpacking him most of the fight for 3 rounds, if not even get a submission. That's the only thing that was missing from Aljo, that he's not a submission specialist, but this guy Youssef, he can pull it off. Finally, we go to our last bout of the evening and our main event, a middleweight bout between Cannonier versus Gregory Robocop Rodrigues. What a fun fight this one's going to be, until Cannonier goes down. Upon coming into the middleweight division, Cannonier was just a scary man. He was the Robocop, he was the Terminator, just walking forward. Even if you were landing big punches on him, it seemed like nothing fazed him. I mean, the guy went from heavyweight to light heavyweight and now to middle. Despite this, it seems like he's finally breaking. He's definitely up there in age. I think he's 40 or 41. And we finally see the damage. He got stopped by Imavov, which I didn't expect in a million years to happen. I mean, just a very devastating TKO loss for him. Despite his losses, Cannonier still looks dangerous. The guy slowly stalks forward, powerful punches, clean punches, great speed to them, kicks. Everything this man throws, he throws with intentions to hurt you. Gregory Rodrigues, on the other hand, same style, walks forward, a tank of a man. I know he has that one brutal loss, but what I do want to point out is that Gregory Rodrigues has that overhand right, I guess you could say, that Imavov throws, and that's the same kind of punch that caught Cannonier and rocked him. Also, to mention about Cannonier's style is people have been able to kind of walk him down a little bit. Like I mentioned, he's no longer the one kind of really being able to bully people although he still has his power. Eventually, I do see Gregory Rodrigues breaking down Cannonier. I see him stopping him. I see that right hand landing. The same right hand that rocked him against Imavov. The same kind of right hand that he kept on getting caught with Borrallo. This fight definitely will not go all 5 rounds. Gregory can definitely stop this guy. I see a TKO victory for Gregory Rodrigues in the 3rd or 4th round.